Hello everyone. Today we will revise something from English literature and grammar for class 6. The name of the chapter is The Shop That Never Was, which is from Blossoms. I have already explained this chapter in your previous class. You all know about the story. Today we will revise the chapter again. So, what is the story about? This is the story of a boy named Gib. He was the son of the author. Who is the author of the story? The author of the story is A.G. Wells. So, Gib went to a little narrow shop with his father. Gib's father wanted to buy something for his son from the shop. There he met a shopman who showed some wonderful tricks to impress Gib. He wanted to enjoy the magic tricks of the shopman. After some time, the shop was vanished and the narrator was unable to pay for the items given by the shopman. Clear, students? Now, in this slide, I will give you some questions over here and we will discuss these questions. Let's start. First of all, I will give the instruction. Please follow it. Answer the following questions. Okay? Question number 1. Why did Gib find the shopman's palm blank? We have seen in this story that Gib went to a magic shop with his father. He found a shopman who attracted Gib by his tricks. Then Gib wanted to know about some tricks. So, students, your answer should be like this. What is it? Gib wanted to take a glass ball. The glass ball was drawn by the shopman from his hair. Then Gib stretched out his hand to take the ball and found the shopman's palm blank. Clear? Next question. Why was Gib surprised? So, students, we have seen in the story that Gib was very happy to see the magic tricks done by the shopman. He wanted to take some items from the shopman. The question is asking the reason why Gib was surprised. So, students, you can write the answer like this. Gib wanted to take a magic box from the shopman, but the shopman replied that the box was in his pocket. When Gib discovered the box in his pocket, he was surprised. So, students, you can follow one thing over here. Two answers are written in this slide. I have given these samples to inform you how to write the answers. Please be careful about the punctuation marks and spellings. Next question. That means question number 3. Why did the narrator failed to find out the cost of the magic items. In this story, we have seen that the narrator, that means Gift's father, was astonished to see so many things in the showroom. He wanted to find out the cost of those things, but he did not get his answer. So, students, you can write the answer like this. The narrator failed to find out the cost of the magic items because the shopman did not pay attention to him. He was busy with gift. The shopman wanted to show some more things to give. Next question. Question number 4. What items did the shopman show to give? We have seen in the story that the shopman tried to impress Gib continuously. He became busy to entertain Gib by showing many things in his shop. So, your answer should be like this. The shopman showed magic trains that ran without steam, clockwork, and a box of soldiers to give. Clear? Next, what was the cause of the narrator's amazement? You all know that in this story, the narrator wished to take magic box from the shopman to fulfill his son's desire. But the shopman had done something unusual with the magic box in front of the narrator, and he was amazed to see that. So, your answer should be like this. After giving the box to the narrator, the shopman swept the soldiers back again, shut the lid, and waved the box in the air. And there it was in brown paper, tied up and with Gibbs' full name and address on the paper. This was the cause of the narrator's amazement. Next question. What did the shopman do with the drum? In this story, we have seen that Gibbs' father was feeling uneasy because of the behavior of the shopman. The narrator was thinking about Gibbs' safety. After some time, the shopman tried to show a magic by the help of a drum. He applied this magic on Gib. So, you can write the answer like this. The narrator saw Gib standing on a stool. The shopman was holding a big drum in his hand. Then the shopman had put the big drum over Gib. Clear, students? Next question. Why did the narrator think that his son would be frightened? So, students, in this story, you can see that the narrator tried to protect his son from the shopman. He prevented the shopman to do any magic on Gib. But he did not listen to the narrator. The shopman used a drum to do an extraordinary magic on Gib. Then his father became afraid. So, students, you can write the answer like this. The narrator thought that his son would be frightened because the shopman used the big drum to cover him. Gibb was a little boy. The author thought that Gibb would become afraid when he would not be able to find his father. Next question. What was the mental state of the narrator? At the ending of the story, you can see that the narrator was puzzled to see the activities of the shopman. He found his son in Regent Street. After that, he was unable to find the shop. No door was there, and the narrator was traumatized. So, students, your answer should be like this. After finding Gibb in Regent Street, the narrator was relaxed. But at the time, he was at a loss. He stared round to see the door of the magic shop, but it was not there. There was no door, no shop, nothing. Gibb's father was surprised. Clear? Now, in this slide, I will give you another instruction. Please follow it. Answer the following short questions. Number 1. Whom did Gibb drag up to the magic shop? So, students, your answer should be like this. What is it? Gibb dragged his father up to the shop. And students, you can follow one thing. Like the previous slide, one answer is written over here in this particular slide because you can understand the procedure of writing the answer. Clear? Next one. What was the condition of the shop? So the question is asking about the condition of the shop. So your answer should be like this. The shop was narrow. On the shop counter there were several crystal balls. On the floor there were magic mirrors. Next question. What did Gibb want to take from the shopman? So, you all know that Gibb was attracted by the magic tricks of the shopman. The shopman was ready to give glass ball done by his trick. So, your answer should be like this. Gibb wanted to take a glass ball from the shopman. Next question. What did Gibb discover in his pocket? So the question is asking about the thing which Gibb discovered in his pocket. So the answer will be Gibb discovered a magic box in his pocket with surprise. Question number 5. What is it? Who went behind the counter quickly? I repeat, who went behind the counter quickly? So your answer will be the shopman went behind the counter quickly. Next question. Question number 6. Who was making fun of Gibb and his father. So, you can write the answer like it. The shopman was making fun of Gabe and his father. Question number 7. Where did the narrator again find his son? So, what will be the answer? The narrator found his son in Regent Street again. Question number 8. How many parcels were carried by Gabe's father? So, the answer will be 4 parcels were carried by Gabe's father. Now, I will give another instruction in this slide. Please follow it. And you have to solve these questions by yourself. Let's start. Choose the correct answer. Number 1. The shopman brought out a glass ball from his A. nose, B. hair, C. neck, and D. ear. Number 2. There were different kinds of dash in the shop. A. crystal balls, B. glasses, C. magic mirrors, and D. toys. Question number 3. Gabe stretched out his hand to take A. magic sword, B. a box of soldiers, C. magic trains, and D. a glass ball. Next, that means question number 4. Herbert George Wells was born in A. 1860, B. 1966, C. 1862, and D. 1866. Next, question number 5. The Shop That Never Was is an adaptation from a famous short story. A. The Country of the Blind, B. The Magic Shop, C. The Time Machine, and D. The Invisible Man. Question number 6. Herbert George Wells died in A. 1946, B. 1952, C. 1846, and D. 1849. 7. The shopman drew a business card from his A. head, B. check, C. hand, and D. eye. Question number 8. The narrator found Gabe's full name on the A. magic sword, B. magic trains, C. magic box, and D. magic glass. Clear, students? Now we will discuss about the sentence from English grammar. I have already explained this chapter in the previous class. Today we will revise this topic to brush up your knowledge. Let's start. What is sentence? Sentence is a group of words arranged in such a way so as to make complete sense. I repeat, a group of words arranged in such a way so as to make complete sense is called a sentence. That means a sentence is a group of words that makes a complete sense. And students, remember one thing. Every sentence begins with a capital letter. Let's go through some examples. Number 1. January is the coldest month of the year. Here you can see one thing. We are able to find here a group of words which is expressing an idea. So, it is a sentence. Number 2. The dewdrops glitter in the sunshine. Here we are getting a group of words which makes a complete sense. So, this will be considered as a sentence. Now, we will be talking about the types of sentences. Sentences are used for several purposes. We use a sentence for making a statement, to ask a question, to order or to request, or for expressing a feeling. So, there are 5 types. Number 1. Assertive sentence. A sentence that simply states or declares or asserts something is called an assertive sentence, and you have to use full stop after ending of these sentences. Let's go through some examples. Nature is the best physician. Here the sentence is declaring the information, and you all know that assertive sentence is called as declarative sentence. Number 2. I shot an arrow into the air. Here the sentence is an assertive sentence because we are getting information from this sentence. Students, we can classify assertive sentence into 2 categories. Number 1 is affirmative sentence. An affirmative sentence is a sentence that affirms something to be true. Let's see the example. The boy stood on the burning deck. In this sentence, we are getting an information which is true. So, it will be an example of affirmative sentence. Next, negative sentence. A negative sentence is a sentence which states that something is not positive by nature. And students, you all know that we make negative sentences by adding not after helping verb. Let's go through the example. What is it? He is not an Indian citizen. In this sentence, we are getting an information which is negative by nature. So, it will be an example of negative sentence. Now, we will be talking about interrogative sentence. A sentence that asks a question is called an interrogative sentence, and there will be a question mark at the end of interrogative sentence. Let's see some examples. Can you spare some food for a hungry man? In this sentence, we are asking a question, and there is a question mark at the end of this sentence. So, it will be an interrogative sentence. Next one. Where can I get some water? Here, the sentence is asking for information, and WH word is there. What is it? The word is where. So, it will be an interrogative sentence. Now, we will be talking about imperative sentence. What is it? A sentence that expresses a command, advice, a request, An entreaty or a wish is called an imperative sentence. Examples: attend your classes regularly. This sentence is an example of imperative sentence because it is expressing an advice. Number 2. Give me a glass of water, please. This sentence is expressing a request, so it will be an example of imperative sentence. Now, we will be talking about optative sentence. An optative sentence is a sentence that expresses some wish or prayer, and you all know that optative sentence is not there in your grammar book, but I am discussing it for your knowledge. So let's go through some examples. Number 1. May God bless you. This sentence is an optative sentence because it is expressing a prayer. Number 2. Wish you all the best. This sentence is expressing a wish. Now, we will be talking about exclamatory sentence. What is it? A sentence that expresses some strong or sudden feeling is called an exclamatory sentence. And students, remember one thing: there will be a sign of exclamation at the end of this type of sentences. Let's go through some examples. Number 1. How hot the day is. In this sentence, we are getting one feeling. What is it? The sentence is expressing wonder. Number 2. Bravo, you have saved a nice goal. This sentence is an example of exclamatory sentence because it is expressing encouragement. Now, we will be talking about rearrangement of jumbled words. You all know that a group of jumbled words does not make a sentence. For getting a proper sentence, we have to arrange the words. First of all, we have to find out the subject and then the rest of the portion. Let's go through some examples. Number 1. You can see here some words are jumbled over here. Please follow it. Guilty, the, has, the, found, prisoner, judge. So what is the subject here? The subject is the judge. So the answer will be: the judge has found the prisoner guilty. Number 2. Engineering, he, to, me, study, advised. What is the subject here? The subject is he. So the answer will be: he advised me to study engineering. Number 3. Relief, announced, minister, the, flood, the, to, victims, prime. Here the subject is the Prime Minister. So what will be the answer? The answer is: the Prime Minister announced relief to the flood victims. Now we will be talking about phrase. What is it? A phrase is a group of words which makes sense but not complete sense. And students, remember one thing: it does not have any subject and verb. Let's see some examples. Number 1. Somebody knocked at my door. In this sentence, at my door will be a phrase because it is not giving a complete idea. Number 2. There appeared a rainbow in the sky. In this sentence, in the sky will be a phrase because this part does not have any subject and verb. Clear? Now, I will give you some homework and you can see that this is your worksheet page. First of all, I'll give the instruction. Please follow it. Rearrange the words given below to form meaningful sentences. Number 1. What is it? Night, I, the, got, the, up, middle, in, of. Full stop. Number 2. Himalayas, the, Ganges, the, from, rises, full stop. Number 3. Dry, we, the, pump, ocean, cannot. Number 4. Expensive, shirts, this, quiet, where. Number 5. Books, spend, I, money, of, a lot, on. Clear? Now I will give you another instruction. What is it? Please follow the instruction. State what kind of sentences the following are. Add the correct punctuation mark at the end of each. Let's see it. Number 1. What a clever man he is. Number 2. The book you gave me is not so interesting. Okay? Question number 3. Little children should not go to bed late. Question number 4. How many days are there in a week? Question number 5. May God bless us all. So students, today we are ending our lesson here. Thank you.